I'm learning Japanese. I think I'm learning Japanese. I really think so. Welcome to Sashimi Street. Today we have a special show celebrating Black History Month. In the 16th century, there was a samurai of African origin that served Oda Nobunaga, one of the three lords who brought an end to the warring states period and unified Japan under one government. He was called Yasuke and was a black samurai. It is interesting to imagine a black samurai serving and fighting for his lord during the time of the samurai. Yasuke is the main character for the 2021 Netflix anime series Yasuke, and he is the inspiration for Takashi Okazaki's Afro Samurai franchise. There are no confirmed portraits of Yasuke. However, there is a 16th century inkstone box with a black man in a Portuguese attire, and a drawing from 1605 of a dark-skinned sumo wrestler. But was this common for there to be a samurai of African origin? To answer this question, we must first understand the period in Japan when Yasuke became a samurai and the lord that he served. Sengoku Jidai, or the Warring States period, was a time in Japan when the central government was weak and the separate domains fought each other to expand their territories. Kamakura and Ashikaga period. The warrior family creates a government away from the capital. As the government loses authority, the separate domains begin to form their own government. The leaders of the domains fight each other to expand their land. It was also a time when many lords sought out new things from the outside world to gain advantages over their neighboring domains. Christian missionaries saw this as an opportunity to spread Christianity in the country. Oda Nobunaga was a lord of a domain who sought new things and rejected the old ways. He was one of the first to take advantage of the rifles being introduced from the West. He unified most of Japan, but was betrayed by one of his retainers. He was then avenged by another retainer, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who succeeded Nobunaga. Hideyoshi was then followed by Tokugawa Ieyasu, who completed the unification of the country and established a government that lasted for 250 years. Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and Tokugawa Ieyasu ended the Warring States period and unified the country. There are three haiku that describe the difference in their character. Each haiku is about what to do with a cuckoo that doesn't sing. Nakanu nara koroshite shimae hototogisu. If the cuckoo doesn't sing, you must kill it. This is attributed to Nobunaga, who was impatient, and to him nothing was sacred, even a songbird.
Nakanu nara nakasete miseyou hototogisu.
If the cuckoo doesn't sing, I shall persuade it. This is attributed to Hideyoshi, who rose up the ranks by his loyalty and service. Nakanu nara nakumade matou hototogisu. If the cuckoo doesn't sing, I shall wait for it. This is attributed to Ieyasu, who waited patiently on the sidelines for his time to lead. Yasuke became a samurai during a time when foreigners were viewed less negatively, and to a lord, Oda Nobunaga, who rebelled against traditions. Ieyasu stabilized the country by closing it to the outside world, and he established a strict class system. Within a few decades after Nobunaga, it would have been impossible for a foreigner to become a samurai. Tokugawa period. 3 warriors unite the separate domains. To limit the leaders' connection with their domains, the leaders are forced to journey to the capital every year. And their first sons and main wives are forced to reside in the capital. The nation closes its doors to foreign contact. Also, it was this brief moment in pre-modern Japanese history when Christianity was beginning to flourish. Jesuit priests were allowed meetings with lords who were interested in carrying favors with them so that they could trade with the West. Yasuke accompanied Jesuit priests to the capital where he caught the eye of Oda Nobunaga. According to historical records, Yasuke is the only known samurai of African origin. Yasuke was described as 6 shaku, 2 sun, 6 feet, 2 inches. He was black and his skin was like charcoal. It is believed that he was originally from Mozambique. There are records of other Africans in Japan during the same period from Mozambique. Some have also theorized that Yasuke was a member of the Yao tribe in Africa, and therefore his name could have evolved from a combination of Yao and Suke, a common suffix for a Japanese male name. It is believed that Yasuke was enslaved as a child and taken to India, where he later obtained his freedom and was employed by Jesuit priests. He came to Japan in 1579 in the service of Jesuit priests and was presented to Oda Nobunaga in 1581, who thought his skin was colored with black ink. Nobunaga had him scrubbed down, and when he realized that his skin was indeed black, he took interest in him. The meeting is recorded in historical documents. On the 23rd of the second month, March 23, 1581, a black page came from the Christian countries. The man was healthy with a good demeanor, and Nobunaga praised Yasuke's strength. Nobunaga's nephew gave him a sum of money at the first meeting. Yasuke was given his own residence and a ceremonial sword and was assigned the duty of weapon bearer. He spoke Japanese, and Nobunaga enjoyed talking to him. When Nobunaga was betrayed and attacked by one of his retainers, Akechi Mitsuhide, he was there to help the forces. He was eventually captured and presented to Mitsuhide. There is no more record of Yasuke after the capture. Mitsuhide established himself as shogun, but it was short-lived as he was defeated by Toyotomi Hideyoshi avenging Nobunaga. Mitsuhide's short reign is the inspiration for the phrase Mikka Tenka. It is a yoji jukugo, which is an idiom created by combining 4 kanji characters. Mi, 3, ka, day, ten, sky, ka, below, which means 3 days on top. Now try to figure out the meanings for some of these famous yoji jukugo. Isseki nichou. I, 1. Seki, stone. Ni, 2. Chou, bird. 一攫千金 一 one 攫 grasp 千 thousand 金 gold 電光石火 電 lightning 光 spark 石 rock 火 fire 十人十色 10 ten 人 person と ten 色 color. Today in Japan, there is no samurai class. However, Japanese citizenship can be difficult to obtain, even for those who live in the country. Citizenship is based on having a Japanese parent. Being born in Japan does not grant a child citizenship. There are many Korean Japanese who have lived in Japan for several generations but continue to live without citizenship and with a foreign status. Ironically, it would be harder today for an African man to be granted citizenship in the short time it took Yasuke after meeting Oda Nobunaga to be granted the title of samurai in the 16th century. However, the fascination for foreigners continue today in Japan. There is the concept of henna gaijin, weird foreigner. And since the 80s, there have been TV personalities that are foreigners that bring comic relief on television with their differentness. In 1984, Osman Sankong was a diplomat at the Republic of Guinea Embassy in Tokyo when he became a popular personality in the Japanese talk show circuit.